What's up, everybody? It's the Hardy Construction. You can find us at hardyconstruction.tumblr.com, youtube.com/hardyconstruction, as well as facebook.com/the Hardy Construction Videos Comp.
Zipper Baglock.
As well as...
Thea.
It's Thea from horrorharbor.tumblr.com, and it's 1 November, the month of Thea, which is Thea's time of the month. Thea,
Yeah.
what movie are we doing today?
Today we're doing rare exports.
What's the word after that? A Christmas tale.
A Christmas tale.
Rare
Sometimes
Exports, a
known as-
Christmas Tale from 2010, so it's not too long ago, although it feels like 6 years ago. You know what I mean, fellas? In the depths of the jeez Louise.
You can do it.
Corvatunuturi Mountains, 486 meters deep, lies the closest ever guarded secret of Christmas. The time has come to dig it up! Exclamation point. This Christmas,
Wow.
everyone will believe in Santa Claus. Directed by Jalmari Helander. Written by Jalmari Helander. Starring Jarmo Tomila, Peter Jacobi, Oni Tomila.
Wow.
This is a film that is spawned off two short films called Rare Exports and Rare Exports, what the hell was it called? A guide.
Christmas tale?
No, a
It was
guide.
like a guide or something. Right?
Yeah, a guide of some other bullshit. Anyway, so this is a this is a horror Christmas film. But Thea, why did you pick this film?
Well, I picked it to get us in the spirit of Christmas.
It's true.
Danny doesn't
Yeah,
believe in
you're
it.
assuming that I'm Christian.
You're true.
You are
You're
an
true.
anti-Semite.
He
Do you
was
not like? Do you like watching Christmas horrors?
No, of course, I love it.
Danny
Of
was
course.
too busy. Anything that makes fun of the word Christ
Anything
in it.
that, belittles
Makes fun of it.
Christians and
Yeah.
makes me feel superior in my Judaism.
Is it true
Hell
that
yeah.
you jerked off during the Passion?
I did.
Okay,
my
so-
favorite part was when they drilled the nails through his wrist.
So
That was
Thea,
great.
what's your history with this film?
I had heard. I've been hearing about this film basically since it came out. So
Mhm.
6 years ago.
Wow.
And I don't know, I never got around to it for whatever reason. But I'd heard good things, and
Same here.
it looked fun to me, so I just
Yeah.
thought we'd give it a shot.
It's I remember
History in the making.
this is supposedly one of the better horror Christmas films. I can't say that I've seen that many horror Christmas films where Santa Claus is supposedly the villain. I guess besides Silent Night, Deadly Night, but that's not
There's that
really like the
Krampus
Santa
one.
Claus.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. Most recently, Krampus has come out, and a lot of people have been saying good things about that. They've been sort of comparing the new Krampus towards Gremlins and stuff like that, like sort of a horror film that everybody can watch as a horror comedy kind of thing. And so that's what I kind of expected Rare Exports to be all this time that I haven't seen it. And I don't think it is, but Thea, what are your initial?
not.
What is the story? What is the story with Rare Exports?
So basically, is he American, the guy? I don't know
Yeah,
where he's
he is.
from. The
Those are
crazy
supposed.
guy.
It starts out with a couple of diggers
He
that
looks
are
British.
exploders.
He sounds like a crazy man.
He sounds
That's
Finnish.
okay.
He certainly has a Finnish accent. But what is
But
going
he
on at
hires an American research team to basically drill into Corvatuntunturi, or however you say it, which he says is an ancient burial mound of some kind, and they're basically grave digging to the bottom to try and find what is buried there. And a kid there, a couple of kids there, overhear them, Pietari and I think. I
Can we
can't
just
remember
call him Peter? It makes it so much easier.
Pietari.
Pietari
Oh,
is
I
the
like
main
that.
kid who looks sort of Asian, but let's just continue.
does a
Go
little.
ahead. Pietari and his friend Juso, which is a
Right.
very racist name, but go ahead.
Yeah.
They overhear that what they're digging for, basically, which is just a burial mound. So
So
Pietari
technically,
immediately is like, "Oh my God, it's fucking Santa Claus for sure."
Thea, these guys who are destroying the planet, they're raping Mother Earth. So once again, Thea, thank you. But go
there
ahead,
we go.
continue, Thea.
Yeah, there you go. They're
Here
fracking.
we
They are
go.
fracking the shit out of Mother Earth.
Here we go.
So Thea, continue.
Oh no, I'm done.
Oh, so it's a general quick jump to the idea that Santa Claus is inside this large cavernous mountain by Oni Tomila, who's playing Pietari, like I said, that's really his father playing his father in the film Two Rauno.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
Oh, that's awesome.
so I've got to wonder. So anyway, this film is I gotta say, it's shot really well. It's done very good. It's completely like, it looks like an American sort of old school '80s sort of epic kind of genre film. But I had some problems with it midway or towards the end of the film because
I wonder if we agree.
this is a. I'm sorry.
I wonder if we agree about
Because
the problems.
this is a film that is promising one thing and it goes a completely different direction because maybe there was no money towards it, even though the film looks like it's expensive as fuck. And also, there's a lot of questionable content in this film. Watching it.
Yeah, you said that to me. I assumed you meant like pedophilia stuff.
No, just a lot of old man dick.
Well, besides that, I mean,
old men have dicks too.
I mean, it was very questionable when I thought Victor Salva had done the cinematography when he was walking around in his underwear at the beginning, the young boy. But and then also all those old men running after the young boys at the end. But then again, that's just my knee-jerk reaction to watching Clown House. And and I see that somebody had said that also on IMDb, because there's a guy whose name I can't even pronounce, YTSC Jam 22. He says director is probably a pedophile, and he gets into a big rant about it. But that probably says a lot more about him than the director. And also,
the whole concept of Santa Claus is kind of pedophilia seeming, you know?
Pedophilia.
So it's
that's
not,
good phrasing.
Whatever, the word pedophilish? I don't know. What's
pedophilish?
Pedophilesque?
That's
coming up with new words here.
That's a German delicacy.
To describe the act of being a pedophile.
Okay, go ahead, Denny. Is
Woody
that it?
Allen-ish.
Okay, so go ahead, continue.
You want me to go on?
No. So this is one thing that I kind of agree. I'm going to read this guy named T. Pupkin, who was on IMDb. He said, and this is pretty much similar to what I felt about this film, and I'm just kind of going to jump into it. He says, "Count me amongst those disappointed. I enjoyed the first hour. I dug its faux Spielberg vibe right from the start. Never got bored in the build-up. Enjoyed it, expecting that it was actually building towards some kind of difficult showdown. Given my few prior experience with Finnish movies, I did expect that the showdown would be grim, bloody, and very likely resolved in favor of Santa with all the humans in little bits in the snow. But not only did that not happen, nothing really happened. At least nothing that paid off the tension the movie was building to." And I think I agree with that wholeheartedly, because it is a good-looking film. It's got pretty good acting for what it is. The camera angles, I don't think the camera ever stops for 1 second. It's sort of always moving on characters, which gives us this sort of expensive look to the movie. And I did like that there were these three main kind of guys that band together, but I felt like there's a half an hour missing from this film that would have given it sort of a weight to it, because we do see this Santa, they end up getting terrorized by this Santa guy who we think is Santa, who I thought was Santa watching in the beginning, because what happens, these I
like that he's not, though.
No, I think that's interesting. It's nice, but also it's leading up to something where you're expecting, okay, let's see the real Santa Claus and see what he does, but you're never given the opportunity. And anyway, so these diggers are blowing up this whole thing, and obviously it releases something from inside. It releases a bunch of nude old men with their genitals exposed, and they're the workers for Santa Claus. But that's not what we're dealing with. We're dealing with that in the last 20 minutes. So I sort of felt like kind of gypped in a way. Thea, what were your thoughts on this film and how it kind of got into its resolution?
I didn't mind that you don't really see the full giant evil Santa. I think I felt like the ice was enough, like that you see how big it is, because like if realistically, if they had actually if he had fully defrosted and like wreaked havoc on that small town, like they're not going to be able to fight back.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess like the sequel could have been him getting free and then terrorizing like countries or continents.
Maybe he can grow back out of the horns. They do save the horns.
Could be.
And there is a great art design to it, but go ahead, continue.
But I think a horde of crazy naked old men is pretty terrifying in itself.
Yeah, is it weird? You think just because it's Europe, they don't really have a problem with nudity in the film? I wasn't expecting, because I remember I thought they were tastefully sort of shadowing that naked elf man, and then there's a part when they shoot off the gun, and he crouches, and you see full sack release as he leans down, and I was like, oh boy, I wasn't expecting that. And then the last 20 minutes of the film, it's all sack and penis running around.
Them.
Yeah.
But I did see.
Do the elves procreate?
I don't know. I guess it's weird because if you
Probably the
watch
children.
if you watch the two short films, that this movie is a prequel to, which actually has the same actors, they were shot in 2003 and 2005 respectively. They sort of take place after this movie, even though obviously it's the same kid too, is much younger in that version, but it's treated more of as a cool action sort of, not an action film, but more of a weird sort of comedy short. That's I think actually
I saw one of them.
yeah, I think they're actually better than this film because they're sort of serve their purpose as a short film, and this one they were trying to stretch out the storyline, but it doesn't really
To
go
lead up to
anything.
that,
Yeah,
basically.
and
And
it's
they kind of went into like some weirdo. I hate when horror movies do this. They like can't decide what they are, and they go into like some weird drama mode out of nowhere.
yeah with
A lot of it's the music, though.
yeah, but I think it's done well, but I don't think it's done well enough to sort of be as revered as it is. But it's still
I think
a lot.
it's fun.
Yeah, it is. It is fun, certainly.
And I like that the kid takes charge.
Yeah, and also, the special effects are pretty good for what it was. You know what I mean? For 2010, it's really good stuff. And it feels like, a lot of care went into it. I just think that it was sort of a letdown that it wasn't Santa Claus, but that's just personally my thing with
There
the
needs to
film.
be more depth for certain.
Yeah, but I like that they didn't really kill the main characters and they sort of, kind of saved
Yeah, but
the
they could
day.
have shown that team of diggers get killed.
Yeah, what did you say?
Shut up.
Okay. But,
They could have killed those people. They could have killed. I mean,
Well, they did, but off screen mostly, right?
yeah, right. And they killed like the one guy with the axe in the head. Like there needed to be a little more death and horror.
So as a Christmas horror film, what do you guys think? Do you think it was as good as it could be, or it could have been a lot better?
What was the sequel? It was definitely better than that horrible sequel to the one you mentioned before.
Silent Night, Deadly Night?
Yeah, the second one of that, where he's in the insane asylum.
That was terrible, that movie.
It's it's a
I
lot.
don't think I've seen the second one.
It's a good movie. I enjoyed it. It's just not really
Silent,
a horror movie.
Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2, an hour of
horror.
it is footage from the first movie.
Really?
And then the last half an
The
hour
guy
is
talking,
him,
and
yeah.
he's the worst actor. It's horrible.
Like the last half an hour is fantastic.
Is it the same guy? Because that guy was fucking
No, it's
terrible.
a new guy. He's even better than the original guy. But,
It's really, I still think about it and laugh sometimes. No, but I would say this movie is a good movie if you don't go into it expecting a horror movie.
Yeah, if you find some sort of adventure, fun comedy thing, I think you'll enjoy it. But it's not Santa Claus, everybody. Just to spoil it, it's not Santa Claus. It's sort of, which I like the idea that it's
Spoiler.
elves, but you're expecting a big build-up and it doesn't get to it. So, Thea, what are your final thoughts on this movie?
Are we doing ratings? Is that what we're doing? Or are we doing final thoughts?
Sure, final thoughts or whatever you want to do.
Whatever the
I-
fuck you want.
I quite enjoy. I would say it is more. It's less horror, more like action. I think the only horror elements are. I mean, I don't know. You see a lot of dead reindeer in the beginning. That's
Yeah,
about it.
I wanted it to be more Goonies, but I didn't get that. So what can you do? I was expecting Goonies, and it sort of got into more adults taking care of the action. Then the kid took care of action, but it was sort of
Right.
him and his fucking.
I liked the balance. I think it's a. I thought it was a decent ramp up of action and stuff. I mean, the CGI of the kid on the net of children
that
towards
was-
the end is a little goofy.
That was a bit Spider-Man 1 when he's flipping around the
Yeah,
buildings.
It was a little silly, but it was also 6 years
I thought he
ago.
was gonna die. I was kind of
I thought
hoping
he
he
was
would.
gonna
I was
fucking
expecting
fall
him, yeah. So they were showing the white race as the superior people to destroy and take care of things, right? Is that what they were
It's
doing,
true.
Danny? This is
That's
Finland.
what they were going for in this movie.
Anyway, so Thea, what is your rating for this movie?
My rating is. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
Whoa. That's because
I'm
she
gonna give
picked
it-
it and she doesn't want to be embarrassed.
Because I like Christmas. Not really.
Yay.
I like
you
mutilation.
you are a Christian.
Mutilated. I'm not Christian.
Well, go ahead. What's the... whoa, she's a godless fiend. What a
This is
creep.
me vamping as I try and come up with a thing.
Vamping.
8 out of 10. All your reindeer are dead. Now what? You need $85,000.
Yeah,
Not
it's-
even that much money.
What were they expecting to get 16 million from sending Santa Clauses to different countries? It was
Yeah, how are they
bizarre.
gonna convince people it's real?
It's an incredibly stupid thing because that is like, how are you going to get 16 million? Because in the short, it's sort of, in the short films, they're not explained, so you're just saying, oh, this is a world that needs those kind of Santa Clauses. But in the film itself, it's like, where the fuck do you come up with the idea that you're going to send old men that you've fixed their minds to be nice to children? That's
Could you
creepy.
imagine the liability insurance?
Yeah,
You know,
I like-
these crazy old men that kill and bite.
I did like those creepy dolls that the elves left in the beds. Anyway, I would give this movie a 6 out of 10. Old men's genitals in groups running after a small boy inside of an electrified pen. Danny, what's your rating?
Okay, I'm going to give this movie a 7 out of 10. Sawing off giant horns and mounting them to your car, thereby risking the possibility of a sequel that the giant Santa demon will grow out of the horns.
And it never
maybe
happened.
Even have 2 of them.
Could have been cool. Sophia, what's the final word?
Shoot.
Danny, what's the final word?
Glass nipple.
The horror deconstruction.